Ryan Charles.
I saw clips of you on, and because I didn't watch the show, no offense.
Hey, it's okay.
But I did see a bunch of clips of you from the Great American Song. What was the show called again?
American Song Contest, yeah.
That's where all the states had somebody.
Yep.
And so I think I watch more clips of all these shows than I do. Even when I was on American Idol, I just watched the clips, even after I take the show.
I mean, don't tell them, but that's what I do too.
And my wife was like, you got to watch this guy, Ryan Charles.
Oh, man.
And I was like, okay. And so, no, boo, go for it. And so she would play it all the time at the house.
Yeah.
Without me seeing it yet. And then I saw you and I was like, wait, he's a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
through and through.
And like a real life cowboy too is what's pretty cool about it. So, but you grew up in Wyoming?
I grew up in Wyoming, yeah.
What was your hometown like?
So Buffalo is where I grew up, and it's just a small town. I mean, there's only, might be at 5,000 now, but when I was there, like 4,000 people there. I graduated with like 90 kids. So it's small.
Buffalo,
and it's all,
Wyoming. That's where it is, yeah.
Yep.
What part of the state is that, like geographically?
It's like north. It's almost to, like the Montana border is like, takes like an hour to get to Montana.
So my limited time in Wyoming, although I've been and played a few shows in Wyoming,
yeah,
there's a lot of cowboys. I mean, that's the culture.
I mean, it's mostly cowboys there. It's the cowboy state. So
what do you listen to on the radio when you're a kid growing up in Buffalo, Wyoming?
So we hear. I mean, it's all country on the radio. That's what I grew up with. Is all, becoming a rapper was kind of weird because everyone's like, yo, it's only you only hear country on the radio. So it was Garth Brooks, all the legends, George Strait, and all of them were, always on the radio. So that's what we listened to.
So what do you consider yourself now, I guess? I know you're a rapper, but you're in a cowboy. Just so I could Amy, describe to our listeners what Ryan's wearing here.
Oh, he's straight off the ranch in Wyoming. He has on cowboy boots, a belt buckle, a bolo tie, a vest, a western pearl snap, and a cowboy hat. So everything cowboy is happening. Turquoise jewelry.
The turquoise jewelry.
If I saw you, I'd have thought you just won a rodeo somewhere.
Right.
With that big belt buckle.
Yeah, I was never really great at rodeo, so
Did you try?
I tried. I did the mutton busting when I was a kid. So
yeah.
I mean, after that, my career, I got like third place. I was like, all right, I can retire. I did my thing, so we're good here.
So what do you say? You're a rapper, but is there some sort of? Do you say country?
Yeah, it's country. We go with it's Western. So Wyoming is like a very Western history place. So we try to keep it more in the Western lane of music, and it's so I call it Western rap.
And you moved to Nashville to pursue this rather than LA or New York because why?
I mean, honestly, so when I first got out of high school, I moved to Seattle. I just wanted to live in a city, and kind of just feel the vibe. And my cousin had moved there, and she's like, yeah, there's a lot of music here. And I was wanting to do music, So I moved to Seattle, and they have a pretty big underground rap scene. And I was starting to rap, and I loved rap and wanted to do it. So I moved there, and I met a bunch of amazing people in Seattle, and lived there for 6 years. Then I was just ready to go back home for a bit. Went back home. Then I met my manager, who's here with me today, and her name is Caroline Munzik, and her husband Ian Munzik is another great artist from Wyoming, and they actually brought me out to Nashville for one of his shows to hop on stage with him. And I just I fell in love with the whole Nashville vibe, and they're like, yo, you should move out here and try to get your career going back here. And Caroline, decided to manage me. So, it kind of just went from there.
Were you always doing, even in Seattle, were you doing the Western hip hop?
Yeah. So it was, I've always obviously I've done other songs where it's just regular rap, but it's just when it's me, it's definitely a Western country vibe for sure.
Is the hat always on? The cowboy hat?
The hat doesn't come off very often. Sometimes I'll wear a normal hat. People are like, damn, Ryan, even when you're driving, that thing just hitting the back of the seat is even comfy to driving. But no, I got to keep the twang on at all times.
How do you get on American Song Contest representing Wyoming?
So actually, I had just a representative hit me up on Instagram actually. And
somebody hit you up on Instagram saying come do the show?
They're like, hey, we got this new show going, and I was I looked at it and I didn't know if it was real or not. And then me and my manager went back and we were like, all right, let's just see what this is, and just kind of went from there, and did the first couple interviews, and just it became a thing. And there's not a lot of Wyoming artists, so it was between a couple of us, but luckily we made it happen. So
you go out to LA. When you go out initially, is it under the don't say anything about the show because it's a secret?
Oh yeah.
So you go out. What do you tell everybody here you're doing?
Oh, just going on a vacay, gonna go surf. Going to LA just to get some surfing done. I'm a big surfer, so no, I've actually never surfed in my life, but no, we just kind of had to keep it on the down low. Even my mom, she would be calling me every other day, okay, what's going on? I let her know the show was going on, but they still don't give you too much information until it's ready to the next day to pop out. So my mom was just all right, Ryan, you're gonna give me any information about this? And I'm just like, well, Mom, I don't even know yet. So I had to keep her like a little bit out of the loop. I love you, Mother, if you're watching this. But then we got her out there, and my whole family got to come watch the show. It was great.
So how many times did you perform on the show?
So we did 2 performances. So I was the first person ever to get booted off the show twice. So pretty cool. I know.
You were kicked off twice. So
Kicked
one,
off
but you got
twice.
kicked off the first time, and they gave you like a pass.
Yeah, so
right?
they have like a redemption, and they bring back 2 artists that got kicked off from all the episodes. So we got the first redemption one. It was cool.
Did you perform New Boot Goofin' the whole time, or did you have a couple? You
it's
did.
just the same song.
How did they kick you off with this great? This song's awesome.
I don't know. I don't know.
And it kind of comes out of nowhere. They're like, Wyoming, here's Ryan.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, boom.
Yeah, I feel like for the first episode, like I feel like the song kind of got its legs under it after the voting might have been over. So it started, people were starting to go do TikTok videos and, starting to love the song actually for what it was. So it might have to do with that. I didn't get the first initial votes.
Could you feel it going viral?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've been doing music for a long time, and, you always hope that, like, your songs, people feel them and what you make them for. And to, like, see people just starting to hit me up all the time and doing the dance and, doing their own dance, because that's kind of what New Boot Goofin' is. It's like whatever dance you go to while you're out partying, and then that's your normal dance move you go to. So it's like people like sending me all those videos. It was just crazy. And they send me videos doing everything, like in new boots. They had their dogs in boots and all types of things. So it's been cool.
So New Boot Goofin', you guys wrote that? You wrote that?
Yep.
Yeah, with another friend. And what was the idea behind? Did somebody just have on new boots? And
so like back a long time, like we've been saying it in Wyoming forever. I know, they said on Reno 911. Shout out to him too. But like my cousin. And it's always like a goofing way. Like that's kind of what the whole vibe of the song was. Because I remember the first time like I ever actually remember someone saying it. My cousin like came out and he was in like some slippers. He was like, "Oh, New Boot Goofin'," and like it just the vibe of that. And then I just decided I thought it would be a fun idea to like, because like I've said before, like it doesn't matter if you're in boots or not. Like the song is New Boot Goofin', but when you put on a brand new pair of shoes or anything, kind of just make you feel a certain way, or at least for people that are into shoes and boots. So. That's kind of what we went with.
So did you write this song, and was it out already before the show, or did you have it and release it on? How did that go?
So yeah, we kind of released it, and this is kind of when it was just me and my buddy who made the beat for me. We're just making songs, putting them out. We didn't have a lot of guidance at that point yet, so we put the song out, and then they had heard it, and then asked us if we would like to use it on the show. So we had to take it back down and. We had it remastered and everything.
Oh, that's cool. So you pulled kind of the preliminary version that you had put out.
Right. And it had to be, the versions for the show had to be shorter too. So they like kind of remade it to make it shorter.
So the version that I play now on my phone, because pretty much listen to it every day at this point. That version, are you making money off that? Like off streams?
I mean, we're starting to.
But it's yours though, right?
It's mine, and it's Atlantic Records puts out all the songs for that show. So we're starting to get some money coming in for it.
That's pretty cool. Okay, well, I think we're gonna play this song. We're gonna, and here's the thing. I don't think we've ever had anyone, like we've had Pharrell in, but he didn't perform. We had Shaggy in, he did perform
A little bit.
I think this might be the first full-fledged hip hop performance in the show.
That's what I came for.
Which is great, but it's a little awkward for us because there's only like 6 of us in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to get up for the dancing part. So I don't know who that is gonna be, but.
Do you feel awkward performing for 6 people?
Well, we're gonna find out right now, I guess.
I like that.
I don't really
okay.
know.
All right. So, one final question. So, Jiggy Buckaroo is your name on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so I hit you up, and I was like, "Hey, man, are you in town?" And I guess you were still doing the show at the time.
Yeah, we were just getting back. Yep.
And so I was like, "Hey, let me know when you get back to Nashville because I think it'd be fun on our show." Why Jiggy Buckaroo?
Jiggy Buckaroo is just like something that I thought up of one day, and it's just like, it's like the alter ego. It's just who I am as a person, just, with all the twang on and everything, and just, Buckaroo being a cowboy, it's just kind of, it came to me one day, and I just ran with it. So it's just like kind of my alter ego, All
right, here's what we do. Follow Jiggy Buckaroo on Instagram or Twitter. What's the plan with the song? Or is it you've got a little bit of success with the song, and now is there something else that's going to happen? Like, what's the plan?
We're still writing that song. We love it. People are still sharing it. We're still doing videos for it. So we're still going with that. But we got new music that we're, pumped about and ready to put out too. So that's kind of the next step.
Like, I would think if I were one of these artists, one of these big country artists that constantly are looking for some hip hop in their songs, that they would hit you up to do a collab.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, my door is always
He's
open.
saying it right now. We're saying it right now.
Someone hit me up. I got verses for everybody.
He's got verses for everybody. All right, Ryan Charles. Hey, great job on the show.
Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate this.
More than winning, you have a song that people still remember after the show. Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's not about winning the show. It's about you having more fans than you went in with,
right?
And something that's lasting.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever just reached out to someone while on a show and been like, "Hey, come in the studio."
And I swear, man, I appreciate this so much. Everybody was so cool seeing you guys vibe to New Boot Goof, and I was sitting there trying to keep my in-ears in so I didn't lose it too much. But I could see you guys, and you guys were vibing. That made it easy for me. So thank you.
All right, there he is, Ryan Charles. Follow him, Jiggy Buckaroo, and we're looking forward to what happens next, man.
Hey, thank you, buddy, for having me. Appreciate it.